Listen, I need your full attention right now because what I'm about to tell you could mean the difference between seeing your money on time or panicking when your account stays empty. If you're on Social Security or SSI, January 2026 is not going to play out like a normal month, and some of you are going to see two payments hit your account within days of each other. Now, before you think that's some kind of mistake or the government finally decided to be generous, hold on, because this is all about timing, holidays, and a payment schedule that honestly confuses even people who have been receiving benefits for years. This is critical information that every single senior in America needs to know right now, especially if you're one of the millions already struggling to keep the lights on, put food on the table, or pay for your medications. So stay with me through this entire video because by the end, you're going to know exactly when your money hits, why some payments are coming early, and what you absolutely must not do when you see that extra deposit in January. My name is coming to you from Retirees Relief USA, and this channel exists for one reason only: to give you the straight truth about Social Security, Medicare, benefits, and everything else that impacts your retirement without the confusion, without the fluff, and without making you feel like you need a law degree to understand your own money. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now because we drop these updates every single time something changes. And trust me, things are changing fast. We're not here to sell you anything or waste your time. We're here to make sure you know what's happening before it happens so you can plan, prepare, and protect yourself. And if you've been with us for a while, you already know we don't sugarcoat things. We tell it like it is because that's what you deserve. All right, let's dive straight into the January 2026 payment schedule because this is where things get tricky and where a lot of folks end up confused or even worried. If you're receiving supplemental security income, your January payment is not arriving in January. Let me say that again. Your January SSI payment is scheduled to hit your account on Wednesday, December 31st, 2025. Yes, that's New Year's Eve. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, why am I getting paid in December for January? Here's the deal. January 1st is a federal holiday, which means banks are closed, government offices are shut down, and the Social Security Administration can't process payments that day. So instead of making you wait, they push that payment to the last business day of December. If you wake up on New Year's Eve and see that money in your account, don't panic. It's not a bonus. It's not extra cash. It's your January payment arriving early, and you need to budget it for the entire month ahead, not blow it on New Year's celebrations thinking another check is coming in a few days. Now, if you started receiving Social Security before May 1997, or if you get both Social Security and SSI, your Social Security payment for January is coming on Friday, January 2nd, 2026. This group of people follows a different payment calendar, and even though January 1st is a holiday, your payment shifts to the next business day, which is that Friday. So mark that date down. For everyone else, and this is the majority of Social Security recipients, your payment is based on your birthday. If your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th of any month, your January payment arrives on Wednesday, January 14th. If your birthday is between the 11th and the 20th, you're looking at Wednesday, January 21st. And if your birthday falls between the 21st and the 31st, your payment comes on Wednesday, January 28th. This birthday system has been in place for years, but it still trips people up, especially when months have holidays or weekends that shift things around. Here's the part that really throws people off. Because February 1st, 2026 falls on a Sunday, the February SSI payment is also going to be paid early. That means if you receive SSI, you're going to get another payment on Friday, January 30th. So let's do the math together. SSI recipients will see a payment on December 31st for January, and then another payment on January 30th for February. That's two payments in the same month showing up in your account. And I'm telling you right now, this is where people get into trouble. They see that second payment, think it's extra money, and spend it without realizing it's supposed to cover them for the entire month of February. Then February comes around, no payment shows up, and suddenly they're scrambling to figure out how to pay rent or buy groceries. Don't let that be you. When you see two payments in January, remember one is for January and one is for February. Treat that February money like it's untouchable until February actually arrives. Let's talk about the other major change happening in January, and that's the cost of living adjustment, the COLA. For 2026, the COLA is 2.8%, and it officially kicks in with your January payment. For the average retired worker, that breaks down to about an extra $56 per month. Now, I know some people hear that and think, great, that'll help. And sure, for some folks, an extra $56 might cover part of a grocery run or help with a utility bill. But let's be real here. For seniors who are already living on the edge, who are choosing between medications and meals, who are watching prices climb on everything from eggs to electricity, $56 doesn't feel like much of a lifeline. It feels like a Band-Aid on a broken bone. And here's the kicker. While your Social Security benefit is going up by 2.8%, Medicare Part B premiums are also going up. The new premium for 2026 is $185 per month, up from $174.70. That's an increase of over $10 a month. And for most people, that premium gets taken directly out of their Social Security check before they even see the money. So yeah, you're getting a raise, but a chunk of that raise is immediately going to Medicare. For some people, the actual amount hitting their bank account might only go up by $30 or $40, not the full $56. Now there is something called the hold harmless rule that's supposed to protect most beneficiaries from seeing their Social Security check go down because of Medicare premium increases. But that rule doesn't cover everyone. If you're new to Medicare, or if you're a higher income beneficiary, you might not have that protection, which means you could actually feel that premium hike even more. This is why two people can get the same 2.8% COLA and have completely different experiences when they look at their bank account. And while we're talking about changes, let's address what's happening behind the scenes at the Social Security Administration itself, because this matters more than people realize. The agency has been pushing hard toward online services, encouraging everyone to create a My Social Security account, handle updates digitally, and rely less on phone calls and office visits. For people who are comfortable with technology, this is great. You can check your payment history, update your direct deposit information, download benefit verification letters, all from your couch. But not everyone is comfortable with computers. Not everyone has reliable internet. Not everyone trusts putting their personal information online, especially seniors who have been warned about scams for years. For those folks, this shift toward digital-first services feels like being pushed out, like the system is moving on without them. There's also been talk about staffing reductions and workforce changes within Social Security. Some people say technology can handle the routine stuff and free up workers for complicated cases. Other people worry that fewer experienced employees means longer wait times, more errors, and less help for the people who need it most. Fraud prevention has become a huge priority too, which makes sense given how many scams are targeting seniors. But tighter security also means more verification steps, more paperwork, and sometimes even in-person visits just to prove you are who you say you are. It's a tough balance, keeping the system secure without making it impossible to access. On a positive note, the Social Security Fairness Act is now being implemented, and that's genuinely good news for a lot of people. This law gets rid of the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset, two rules that reduced or eliminated Social Security benefits for people who also receive pensions from jobs that didn't pay into Social Security. We're talking about teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other public servants who worked hard their entire lives and then got penalized for it. Millions of people are now seeing retroactive payments and higher monthly benefits because of this change, and for many families, it's a real game changer. But even with that good news, there's still the elephant in the room. Social Security's trust fund is projected to run into trouble in the early 2030s if Congress doesn't act. That doesn't mean the program disappears. It means that if nothing changes, benefits could be reduced across the board. Lawmakers are talking about solutions, but nothing's been finalized yet, and that uncertainty weighs heavy on people who depend on this income to survive. Another ongoing issue is overpayment recovery. If Social Security decides you were overpaid, they can take money back from your future checks. And for people already living paycheck to paycheck, that can be devastating, especially when the overpayment wasn't even your fault, just a bureaucratic mix-up or a reporting delay. So here's what I want you to do. First, write down your payment date. Put it on your calendar, set a reminder on your phone, whatever works for you. If you receive SSI, remember you're getting 2 payments in January, one for January and one for February. Don't spend the February money in January. Second, if you can, Double-check that your direct deposit information is correct. Log into your My Social Security account or call the SSA if you need to. Third, be on high alert for scams. If someone calls, texts, or emails claiming to be from Social Security and asks for personal information or threatens you, hang up. The real Social Security Administration does not operate that way. And finally, take a breath. I know it feels overwhelming. I know the numbers don't always add up the way we wish they would. I know it's hard to feel secure when everything keeps changing. But you're not alone in this. Millions of people are right there with you, trying to make it work, trying to stretch every dollar, trying to keep their heads above water. Drop a comment below and let me know, are you feeling hopeful about 2026 or are you worried about what's coming? What's your biggest financial concern right now? And if this video helped you understand what's happening with your January payment, do me a favor and hit that like button so more people can find this information. Make sure you're subscribed to Retirees Relief USA because I'll be here every step of the way bringing you updates, breaking down the confusion, and fighting to make sure your voice is heard. Thank you so much for being here, for trusting this channel, and for taking the time to stay informed. You matter, your concerns matter, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself.